Am I audible, guys? If you can hear me, if you can see me, say something. Say that, we can hear you or we can see you, but we can't hear you so that I know what I'm working with. Put it in the comment section. I want to see that on YouTube. Put it in there. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Am I audible enough? So I see some comment coming in. Okay, all right. We hear you. Okay. So we hear you. Okay. So you guys can see me all right. You guys can also hear me all right. So that's good. Is my audio quality level good enough? Is my audio quality level good enough? I'm switching a lot of things over here. This is one man production, right? This is, one man production. You're your own producer. You are your you double as an executive producer. You double as your technical, your sound engineer, everything. So guys, help me. If everything is working good, so that I know that all right, we are in business tonight. We are in business. Hopefully, maybe by our next session, next week by our next session, everything is gonna be even better. Yeah, our sound and everything will be way better next week. So welcome guys. Now do me a favor. If you can hear me, you can see me. Go ahead, tell your friends, your family, put it everywhere you can. Share it to people as much as you can. Tell them that we are live. We are live. We are live with digital economy. Tell them we are live. I'm about to put it on my status as well. Tell them we are live. Tell everybody you know that we are live over here. So please do that for me. Let's go ahead, put it on your status, put it on everywhere you can. I'm putting my on my WhatsApp status and Facebook status and everywhere, Instagram status, everywhere. Make sure that we are live. So go ahead and help me, guys. Let's put it out there. Let's put a message out there that we are live. As many people that can join in, that can tune in, it's gonna be great, and I will appreciate that. So go ahead, let's get the word out there. Share it to your WhatsApp statuses, your family chat groups, and your school, high school group chat, etc. Put it everywhere for me, guys. Let's put it everywhere. Let's put it everywhere. All right. So I'm putting mine here. I'm sharing it. Let's go ahead and share. All right. Please do that for me. Put it out there, guys, in your family groups, your friends, high school, schoolmates. Put it out there. Put it out there for me. We need as many eyeballs here. As much as possible. So let's get the word out there and let's get pumped. Let's get going. All right. Hey, I'm excited. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited to come your way. I'm excited. It's been long, it's been like forever. About a year and a half ago that I did something like this. I came your way on a live video, but I'm excited that today I get to, come your way. I get to come your way one more time. I'm trying to see whether my Facebook is broadcasting live or not. Okay, looks like I'm live on Facebook as well. Trying to see, I'm connected everywhere. All right, we need to get the global community to hear about this. I'm talking to my world. I am talking to my world. All right. I'm excited about this. webinar series that we are starting. I know we will go on to a lot of places. This is just the starting point. This is where we're beginning from, but we're going to be going several directions. Trust me, we're going to be going several directions until you and I, we succeed and we make it together. All right, guys. All right, let's go. So, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be sharing and I'm going to be talking about, digital economy. Digital economy is going to be the main subject, but we're going to be going into some other subject under that. But it's going to be good, guys. I promise you guys, it's going to be good. We're doing digital economy, mastering, the modern economics, mastering modern economics, mastering modern economics. There's a lot going on in our world today, guys. There's a lot going on in our world today. And so I'm going to take my time and, on these Sunday night school, we're going to be breaking down, complex theories and complex business model. I'm going to try as much as I can to make sure that, you guys get it, everybody, understand what is going on in our world today and how you and I, we can position ourselves, especially people from, emerging market. When I say emerging market, I mean developing countries, right? You guys know developing countries like Africa, and so we want to make sure that we position ourselves for what is going on in our world, today. We need to position ourselves for what is coming, what is already prevailing, what is going on out there. We cannot be in, Nigerian parlance. They say they cannot carry last. So, guys, we cannot carry last. Let me see that in the comment section. We can't carry last. Somebody put it out there. We cannot carry last. We will not carry last. I want somebody to put it out there. We cannot carry last. We won't carry last. Oh. We won't carry last. We will not be the last to show up. No, we will not be the last to show up. I see that, some comments are coming in. And they say several directions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Several directions. Several directions. So many comments out there. Yes, guys, go ahead. Put it out here. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. We cannot carry last. I want to put in the comment section. We cannot carry last. We cannot carry. Whether you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, everywhere, say we cannot carry last. We will not be the last. In the 90s, there was what we call the internet boom, right? Something happened in the, I think, mid 90s to the late 90s. And of course, some people were very smart at that time. And so they did not waste time at all. They did not waste time at all. They tapped into what was coming. And, today, we know some of these names. If you hear about Elon Musk, if you hear about Peter Thiel, if you hear about, some of these, paper mafias guys, that is exactly what happened. When the internet boom happened in the mid 90s, they heard about it, and not just heard about it, but they took action, right? They made a decision. There was a decision that was what, they were very intentional about it, that no, guys, this internet thing, if you are a person of faith, you might say the world is coming to an end, and maybe the Antichrist is going to use the internet boom, to maybe take people to hell. But these guys understood what was coming, what was prevailing at that time. And today, we all mention their names. We mention Elon Musk. We mention all these guys. Why? Because they understood it. They got it. And, I want us to also get it. I want us to get it as well. So in the next couple of weeks, right, guys, in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be a showdown. There's going to be so many things that, we're going to be touching on, we're going to be talking about. But it's going to be the theme for major of our conversation is going to be digital economy. How do I plug into this? It doesn't matter the industry that you are in. It doesn't matter where you sit. It does not matter if you are in education, if you are in retail, if you are in fashion, if you are in media, if you are in automobile, if you are in healthcare, pharmaceutical, finance, and banking. You got to be able to plug in. I want everybody to be able to tap into what is ahead of us, what is currently happening in a lot of industries. And so this is very important, guys. This is very important. So in the next couple of weeks, so I call it Sunday night school. Why? Because there's so much for us to unpack. It's not going to be overnight. I'm not going to be able to share all the things that I need to share today. We'll probably will not be able to, exhaust with the time that we have. But 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 with time, we'll be able to, get into different directions and different areas as much as possible, as much as we can. So, guys, I'm excited. Because this is a school, there are some few housekeeping notes. If you have ever been part or participate in one of my trainings online in IT, I have some few things that I share, and I'll go through some of these things over here. Listen, this is not an entertainment show. I'm not here as an entertainer. I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here to perform on any stage. My goal is to be able to show, equip, share some of the things that I know right now. That is my goal. So here, it is not a show. This place is a school. So what do we do? Typically, when we are in a classroom, we're in our classrooms. You need to get a notepad. You need to get a pen so that you don't get distracted. You need to have some materials with you. Write some things down. Again, I know because I've seen some of these things happen over the years. There are always people who watch this today or watch this tomorrow who are live here with me that they will listen to all the good stuff, all the things that we'll be sharing Sunday after Sunday, but they will not take action. And I know people like that. They already, there. They exist in our world today. But I don't want you. That's why I said, you know, you will not be the last one. You will not carry last. I am determined that I am not going to be the last person to show up and everything is gone and everything is done. So ensure that you have materials that you're going to be taking some few points, some few notes as much as possible. Um, if you've ever been in my class again, I always say this, and I'm going to tell you guys, if you're looking for motivation, if you're looking for somebody to ginger you, to excite you, I'm not going to be that person. I don't have any motivation for you today. So if you want to quit, if you want to give up, go ahead and give up right now and go home. So you're coming over here, and I know you are determined. You want to understand. You want to learn what is happening in the industry, whether what you are in currently and how you'll be able to, sort of transform your own corner, your own workplace with, some digital, stuff. So this is very important. Also, make sure that you're not distracted. Pay attention to what, I'm about to say. Yes, I know this is YouTube. I know it's going to be everywhere. You can always replay this, but please pay attention. Pay attention. So in the next couple of weeks, this is going to be the agenda. Let me run to this agenda, right? I know was a 1 hour session tonight, and then next week Sunday we'll go in on different direction as well. But here is going to be the agenda. So in the next couple of weeks, till we exhaust fully the digital economy session, and then I might go into leverage and some other areas like that. But for the next couple of weeks or sessions that we have ahead, we're going to be talking about digital economy, definitely. We're going to be talking about gig economy, right? There's what we call gig economy. Gig economy is basically like an economy that is characterized by short-term contract of what we call today in our world freelance work, right? Rather than a permanent job. So rather than you getting hired and then you say that I work here in this institution. Let's say you work at ABC Limited, or you work at maybe this hospital, you're a full-time worker. No, there is something that is going on in our world right now. We call that gig economy. Gig economy. And in the gig economy, people love to work what? Short-term contract. They want to love at their own pace. That's what we call freelancing work. And then we have something we call sharing economy. We'll be talking about this. We'll be going deep dive into this as well. We have something we call sharing economy. Sharing economy. So in the sharing economy, as well. This is pretty much like an economy that is based on sharing resources, often facilitated by like a digital platform. Today there are so many of them, and when we get to that point, we will go deep dive as well, like Airbnb, like Uber. These are all sharing platform, and in some other ways, they also mean something else. But we'll get into that proper, right? Guys, don't worry, we will get into that. And then we have something we call the creative economy, right? The creative economy. The creative economy. Basically, the creative economy is like, an economy that is centered on industries that involve creativity, such as, the arts, the media, design, etc. That is the creative economy. And then in other sessions ahead of us, as this is the agenda, we'll be talking about knowledge economy. The knowledge economy is a whole block by itself. We will have time to also digest the knowledge economy proper, the knowledge economy as well. So knowledge economy basically is driven by the production and management of knowledge, often in sectors like education, pretty much or predominantly. You see this a lot in the education area, research area, and then information technology area as well, right? Information technology area. So knowledge economy, we will get into that. And then we will transition into green economy. We'll talk about green economy. And guys, green economy simply means that an economy that is focused on sustainability. Today in our world, we talk so much about, climate change and global warming and all these ideas out there, right? We talk about all these things. That's the green economy and circular economy. We'll get into that as well. There are so much opportunity that are in there. So much. There's a lot of opportunities in there, in that space, in that, green economy, which majorly centers on sustainability and reducing environmental hazards and waste, etc. We'll get into that. We have the informal economy, social economy. Social economy is also very critical in our world today. We need more volunteers. Social economy, we will be getting deep dive into an economy that combines economic activity with social objective, right? Economic activity with social objective. So you see a lot of non-for-profit organization, social enterprises, and things like that. There are so many of them around, but we need more. We need more in our system, or whatever area you find yourself. We need more of this as well. So guys, social economy, we'll talk about that. We'll also get into passion economy. Passion economy. Passion economy basically is, the ability to sort of monetize your own personal interest, what you love to do, your own personal interest, your skills, your hobbies through platforms, things that casually you do, things that what casually you do, some of these things casually. You love to hang around with kids, you love to cook, you love to do a lot of things. There are so many things that is prevailing going on in our world today. So we will get into that as well. In the passion economy, a lot of people are into this space. And so we'll get into that as we move along. So I'm still talking about the agenda, guys. There's so much to be for us to unpack in the coming weeks. And then we have the experience economy, right? Experience economy, an economy that is focused on what selling experience rather than just products and services. Experiences. Now, sometimes I post this sort of stuff on Facebook, and some people get it. I said we need to monetize both our passion and depression. We got to be able to what monetize both what your passion and depression. About 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, I think more than 3 years, maybe 4 years ago, something. I saw this guy. He's a software engineer, somebody I follow because I'm in the same industry, and he was sharing something on YouTube about his divorce. It sounds crazy. It sounds ridiculous. Like he was sharing something about his what divorce, and we all know that divorce is not something that we will gladly, joyfully, happily share and talk about it. But as he was talking about it, I see the views, almost 1 million+ views about what has happened to him and his situation right now and what he's planning his life on. He's sharing his depression, but at the same time, he's what monetizing his depression. I'm like, this is crazy. This is a game changer. Not that I'm encouraging divorce, But so many experiences. This is just one example, and of course, it might not be a good example, but we have so many experiences, relationships, things that you have been through that you think, you are in a better place right now. You are maybe much informed right now. You are well informed right now. You can make sound decisions, maybe moving forward, or going forward. So your own experiences, experiences also dive into things like travel. Have you guys seen videos of people who do travel blog? They go to places, different cities, different areas, and then they vlog themselves, experience. They're sharing, how exciting this trip was, how exciting they were in Amsterdam, they were in maybe London, they were in maybe Mykonos, they were in somewhere, Cancun, Mexico, they were somewhere. So experience economy, guys, this is also big, and we will get into that as well. And then we have something we call the attention economy. Attention economy. See, our world is changing, guys. And this is why this conversation, this webinar series is very important. It's what we call attention economy. And people are making money monetizing through this attention, what we call attention economy, right? An economy that is focused on selling, or capturing or monetizing human attention. If they can get a lot of eyeballs to view that, or watch that video, they can get as many several hundreds of eyeballs to do this, to draw attention to them. They monetize that. So we have the attention what economy as well. And then from attention economy, guys, we'll be getting into the token economy. Token economy. Token economy. Token economy, if you're around 2017, 18, we also, what happened? Some of us, that was the first time that we heard about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these cryptocurrency, blockchain ecosystems. We began, hearing about some of these things. That's what we call the token economy. And this is also very big. And when we get into that, we take a deep dive into that. I'll give you the market cap and all those information. This is very huge as well. And then once we are done with the token economy as our roadmap, we'll get into surveillance economy. Surveillance economy. And surveillance economy, guys, is an economy that is what? Based on the collection and analysis of data, right? Data of individuals, their behavior, their preferences, how they shop. This is so much in advanced countries than developing countries. I know maybe gradually it will get there. If you're in a developing country watching me, you're in India, you are in maybe Rwanda, you're in Uganda, you're in Ghana, you're in Nigeria, wherever you are in this part of this earth that we live in, right? Wherever you're watching me, it's going to catch up very soon. But this is, really like, it's something that you see like here in America, maybe in other advanced countries, right? So data is big deal. Data is like gold. Data is like gold, and this is very important. So surveillance economy, people will want to be able to, monitor you, look at your behavior, your shopping pattern, how you shop. Here in America, they do that a lot. For instance, if they see that, you're buying a lot of maybe milk, very soon you begin to see coupons come in the mail for conflicts, right? Things that are complementary, right? Complementary goods. They'll begin to, analyze, that shopping behavior, and then even give you more coupons. If they see that, you're eating out a lot in a certain type of restaurant, then, very soon, whilst you're sitting down at home, you begin to see coupons and discount and other things like that coming into your email, then coming into your home by mail, for you to be able to enjoy the meals that you want. Why? Your data has been what? Captured. Your shopping habit, your eating preference, all the things that you do, that, encapsulates your life, they are capturing everything. They are capturing everything. So all your behavior, the things that you do, the things you watch, and they want to give you more. A typical example of this is the, predictive, algorithm. When you begin to watch a certain video on YouTube, you don't have to tell them next what they should, maybe show to you. You see that as soon as you begin to watch a certain topic pattern on YouTube, very soon they'll begin to show you even more topics like that by a lot of other, content makers as well. So they begin to watch your behavior, analyze your viewing pattern, your viewing, your preference, the things that you love to watch. If you're the type of person who watch finance a lot, who watches maybe comedy a lot, who watches any type of thing, whatever, right? You'll begin to see, you know, um, predictive algorithm will begin to work, right? It will begin to work. Will begin to work. You will begin to see that, I want you to also know that we'll talk about that. Surveillance, this is very huge. And then we have something we call the collaborative economy, guys. Collaborative economy is also very huge. It's also an economy that is focused on what collaboration. It's an economy that is focused on what collaboration. Collaboration between individuals, organizations to create value and often facilitate. This is facilitated on digital platforms, basically. So you guys will see that a lot. A lot of times, um, different organizations they come together and then they do things together. So collaboration is very important. And again, this is very important because there is that interdependency. The world, nobody is an island by themselves. The world that we live in, nobody is on an island. I cannot stay by myself and say I'll do all things by myself. No, I'm going to need somebody, to produce a watch so I can put it on. I'm going to need somebody, to make, some shirt. I'm going to need somebody to make some shoes. I cannot do everything. So there's that interdependency. When we get to the, collaborative economy, we'll take a deep dive also into that, and then we will share some few things how you can go into partnership and collaborate with people who have skills that you don't have, and then you guys can come together and then come up with something of value for you guys yourself. This is very, very important as well. So collaborative economy, guys, a whole session, maybe 2 sessions on that, right? Get ready for that. This is only the agenda, guys. So there's a lot for us to unpack. This is only the agenda. And then we have something we call the platform economy. Platform economy, economy, platform economy. So platform economy, basically they are business models that create what value by facilitating exchanges between different groups, buyers, sellers, service providers, and users, right? Platform economy. We'll go deep also on that. And then we have the creator economy. We have the creator economy as well. Creator economy are individuals who monetize content. They produce videos, they produce blogs, they produce podcasts across platforms, through ads, sponsorships, and direct fan support. We will talk about some of these fan support and other sponsorships and how you can work on some of these things. And lastly, our final economy that we'll be discussing is what we call the subscription economy. A lot has changed in our world today, guys. We have something we call subscription economy. It's an economy based on subscription-based models where customers have to pay a recurring fee for access to a product or service. Anybody can mention something like that, that people subscribe, and then, that's an economy by themselves. Subscription model, they use what we call the subscription model in there. So subscription model, anybody? An example is Netflix, right? So let me help you guys. Netflix, you subscribe to one thing, and I know we all subscribe to one thing. We pay maybe annually or we pay monthly. We pay annually or we pay monthly. It's the same thing. Subscription economy. We will go deep dive, how to assess opportunities in there, the entry barriers, the challenges, the market cap, the ecosystem, and then even hold your hands, how you can begin to build things like that, whether offline or online. We'll begin to get into that. So guys, get ready. Guys, get ready. There's so much ahead of us. There's so much, for us to unpack in the next coming weeks. But, our concern here, my concern here for you guys is about how do we fit in? How do we create our own economy? As I call this series, digital economy, mastering the modern economics, and how we, people that sometimes they look at us and they think we are, minorities, how we'll be able to create our own economy. So guys, let's get into, one or two things. Again, this is Sunday night school, right? Make sure that when you hear something, and this is the first time you're hearing this, you write it down. You write it down. And if you have not shared it yet, please go ahead. It is very important. I want this to get to as many people as possible. We need to know this. We cannot carry last, guys, in a Nigerian fashion, in a Nigerian balance. We cannot carry last. We will not be the last to show up. If we miss the opportunities in the mid 90s and late 90s when the internet was starting, because our fathers didn't know. If you know better, you do better, right? That is the goal, right? If you know better, you do better. If they didn't know, some of these things that are happening right now, we will not be the last to show up at the table when everybody's gone. When they are done. We will not be the last to show up. So guys, let's get into some basics here. If we will have a seat at the table, if we will be able to participate, if we will be able to participate in this all these thriving economies, all these thriving economies, then we need to be able to understand and get into some basics, here. We need to be able to understand and get into some basics here. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you can be in education, you can be a teacher, you can be a nurse, a midwife, whatever. Let's get into some basics so that you'll be able to understand where you sit, how you can position yourself, and how you can thrive in this industry. So let's get into some basics here. Let's start with what really is an economy. Let's understand some basics, and then we'll build it up from there. What is really an economy? What is really an economy? What is really an economy? Let's get this. What is an economy, right? What is an economy? So at its core, when we say an economy, let me look at my time very well because I know I'm working with time. An economy is simply the way we produce, number one, and I'm using these words very carefully, guys. The way we produce, because you can produce and if you don't have a way of the next one I'm about to mention, then you're not doing anything. Number one, the way to produce or way we produce, and then number two, distribute and consume goods and services within the context of global economy, national economy, regional economy, local economy, family and individual level type of economies, right? So an economy over here is where we produce, distribute, and then consume goods and what? Services within what? The context of what? Global economy at a global scale, so that you can produce a certain type of product and services at a global scale, global territorial scale. And then we have a national scale as well, regional scale, and the local, family, and individual scale. Now, in the grand scheme of things, generally, when you're talking about the economy, we are pretty much looking at, it involves all the aspects, anything that you can think about. It involves all the aspect of how resources are managed and they are used in a jurisdiction or society, right? And it affects all of us, no matter what field that you are in. It affects all of us. It affects all of us. The economic people. I am not an economist, but economic people, they tell us that we have something we call the macro, and then we have the micro. The macro is MACRO, right? Macro economy. And then we have the micro. And I want us to be able to focus on the micro economy, okay? I want us to focus, our attention should be on the micro economy. Because sometimes when you look at the macro economies, it can be a little bit deceiving, right? When you look at the macroeconomics, the grand one, the global level, the regional level, the national level type of economics, it can be deceiving, right? And so I want us to, align our focus, minimize our focus to the micro, and then bring it down, drum it down home to ourselves, our individual personal economy, how we'll be able to create our own micro economy, not the macro economy. So when we talk about the macro, typically we are looking at the national level, right? And sometimes, they measure some of this, macroeconomics by, inflation, unemployment rate. There are so many other, there are a lot of indices. There are a lot of indicators that they use in what, sort of assessing some of this macro, economics. But really, sometimes the macro can be good. And I'll give you guys an example. For instance, if you look at the state of California, right? For those of you that are not here, California is on the West Coast. California is a state by itself. California's GDP, their macroeconomics. If you look at California's macroeconomics only, it is so big. As a matter of fact, it is even bigger than some European countries even put together, right? California alone. California's, their state, the state of California's GDP for 2023, I believe was around 3.7 or 3.9 trillion. Can you imagine that? Ghana is about $70 billion, and one state in America, right? Just one state in America, just California state alone, their GDP, the GDP for California alone is what? 3.9 trillion. 3.9. 3.9 as of what? 2023. So you can imagine how big this is. When you combine some countries, Czech Republic, their GDP is almost like 281 billion. Romania is 284 billion dollars. Finland is 297 billion dollars. Colombia is 214 billion. Chile's GDP is 317 billion. Pakistan is almost about 348 billion. Iran is very big as well, 359. Vietnam, you can put all these countries together, and their GDP alone for these countries, their GDP alone is almost like I put together almost about 9-10 economies, and their GDP was like 3.31 trillion. And California's GDP is way bigger than that. But don't get caught up in that staggering number and say California's GDP is 3.9. That is the macro, right? The macro, the macro. If you look at the macro, you're going to get it wrong because, yes, California's GDP is 3.9 trillion. But California, do you guys know that California also is home to the largest, homeless, population in America? There's a lot of homeless people. They sleep on the street. They are everywhere. So guys, we our focus is not on the macro, the bigger indicator, the bigger indices that shows that hey, this state is doing well. Their revenue is really up there. No, that is not our focus. So the question here is that if a state can be this wealthy, they have all these huge revenues coming in. Does it really reflect on the individuals that are in that state, their pocket? No, they're homeless people, like I said. This is not anything rocket and science. You can get on YouTube and say homeless, people in California. You will see a lot of videos out there about homeless folks that are in California, state of California. So the goal here, guys, is not to focus on the macro. Our goal here is to be able to create our own economy. So what that means is that there are people living comfortably, regardless of the macro economy. California might be doing well. There are people in that state that are struggling. There are people in that state that are in abject poverty, that are homeless. There are people in that state, in the same state, but they're also comfortable, right? They're also very comfortable. So we need to be able to understand and then move away from all the macro indicators. Sometimes we all learn the hard way. When we talk about Ghana, Ghana is a poor country, Ghana is this, and now everything is against us, all the indices are against us. Yes, inflation is high, all those things. But trust me, there are people in this same Ghana who are doing extremely well. If you're watching me from Nigeria, same thing. We're talking about the dollar rate and all the bad things going on. But there are still people within the microeconomic over there, right? They're also thriving. They're also doing very well, right? So, for the fact that the nation's macro, indicators say that they are doing well, they have GDP of, trillions of dollars, that does not immediately translate into, that, the whole economy is booming, everybody's comfortable. No. Even Dangote, I'm sure that Dangote's family, some of his family members, there are people who are even suffering in there, but he's the richest person in Africa. He was overtaken a couple of days ago, but I think today or yesterday, Dangote has regained his position as the richest, man in Africa. But when you go down to the family level, to the local level, to the regional level, there are people who will be struggling. But maybe the region is doing well. They have good macro indicators, etc. But hey, that is not our focus. Our focus is to keep our eyes on the micro guys, the micro, indicator, the micro indices, right? Imado in Kansas say that I'm doing well. Prof, all right, send me a check. I'm doing well. Economics. Prof says that I'm doing well, guys. You guys have to clap for me. I want to see something in the comment section that you are doing well. So say something in the comment section. Say now you are doing well. Let me know I'm doing well already. I'm not an economics professor. I'm not economics. So say something in the comment section. Let me know that I'm doing. Say that you are doing well already. You are doing well. Say something. Say something, guys. I want you guys to put in something. You are doing well, right? Say something, guys. I want to see that there's a comment in there that says, Nana, you are doing well. You are doing well. You are doing well. Where are my comments? Let me see if the comments are in. All right. So, guys, our focus here. Edwin the champion says, you are doing well. Thank you very much. Edwin says, you are doing well. Edwin a champion says, nice. You are doing well. All right. You are on point. Andrew says, hey, Professor, I'm doing well. All right. So, guys, so we need to, I want us to look at these states that I've just mentioned, right? These states that I've just mentioned. So, at the national level, at the bigger scale level, they might be doing well. The economies might be, they may be thriving. Their maybe interest rate might be low. Their unemployment rate might be also low. But there are indigents. There are people within that microeconomy who might not be doing well, right? Who might not be doing well. Better say that I should maybe reconsider. Better at this my age, I will try and see. So I should reconsider, going to lecture in the economic lecture. I'll look into that. So we need to look at that. So same with California issue. Let's look at our level. Whether you are in Nigeria, you are in Abuja, watching me, you are in Lagos, you are in Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Kano, Ikeja, Benin City, wherever that you are in Nigeria. Nigeria as a country may not be doing well, but our focus here is not the macro, it's at the micro, the MICRO, the micro level. We want people to do it because there are people in Nigeria in the same place that we are complaining that, it doesn't matter whether the dollar rate goes 2,000, 3,000 naira per whatever, they will still be okay. That should be our focus. And that is the goal of this training, this webinar series, right? That is our goal. Our goal is to be able to create an economy so that, regardless of whatever that is happening in Ghana, regardless of whatever that is happening in Kigali, regardless of whatever that is happening in Washington, D.C., regardless of whatever that is happening in California, we will be comfortable. We will be okay. That is my goal here. That is my goal here. So I want us to be able to look at ways that us, will be able to create our own economy. So regardless whatever that is happening, but we will not be the people who will throw their arms in the air and then will be complaining. So we have defined the basis, economy. We have defined it over here. So if economy is defined as ways that we produce, we distribute, we consume goods and services within the context of global economy, national economy, regional economy, local economy, family and individual level, then when we are saying or we are talking about personal economy, or we want to be able to create personal economy, then this is going to be determined by your own ability to produce what? Usable or consumable product or services for someone other than yourself. Now we're getting into the meat and potato, guys. We're getting into what we are talking about here. You know, so if we are talking about, we are defining an economy as what? Ways that we can produce. One more time. Ways that we can produce, ways that we can distribute, and consume goods and services within whatever level. Then, if our focus for this webinar series is for us to be able to create our own economy, then personal economy, I'm going to define it this way. Personal economy is going to be determined by our own ability to what? Produce usable or consumable product or services for someone other than ourselves. And that is what, is going to determine our own personal economy. So if you're going to have financial freedom, if you are seeking, wealth, if you're seeking anything for yourself, then this is going to be the economy that we need to look into. Our ability, you and I, our ability to what? To produce usable, consumable, product. And not just that, not just our ability to what? Produce, but also our ability to what? To distribute this usable and consumable product and services. So we will not just produce and then we have them hoard in our home, right? We have inventory of product and services and things, we are hoard at home. But we got to be able to find way to what? Distribute, usable and consumable products and services. That is going to, be the game changer. That is going to define our personal economy. Our personal economy. And guys, that is the goal for what we are doing. And this is going to require you to go to the marketplace, guys. It's going to require myself. I have to go to the marketplace. You have to go to the marketplace to find a hole somewhere, to find a need somewhere, and then you will have to use a skill or something that you already possess, or you will have to make sacrifices to learn a skill. Guys, don't let me lose you. We're getting into the the heart of the issues right now. So don't let me lose you. Don't let me lose you. All right. So this is going to require you to what? Use something that you already possess. And because I'm a person of faith, I always say this all the time on different platforms, that God did not create anybody empty. God did not create anybody empty. There is always something useful. There's always something of value, within you that somebody wants, that somebody would love to hear. There's always something. God did not create anybody. He didn't create anybody. None of us on this, YouTube page, or if you're watching from Facebook, wherever you're watching me from, none of us here, none, and I mean none. God did not create anybody here empty. So there's always going to be something within you that somebody's going to need. So if we're going to be able to create this personal economy, day one, guys, this is day one, personal economy, then we'll have to what? Use something that we possess. Or if you think, for where you want to go, as we'll be sharing up, talking about some of these economies, if you see that, this my interest, this sounds interesting, or maybe I want to go this area, then that means it's going to require you to make sacrifices, to learn something so that you'll be able to what? Deliver value in that area. Basically, that's it. I want you to keep in mind that your level of success, your level of, wealth, whatever that you want to create, is going to be equal to the kind of problem that you solve. If you solve problem at a national level, right? If you solve problem at the national level, you will get a reward for like in a national level scale. If you solve a problem just at your family level, guess what you're going to get? You'll be rewarded, at that level of what? The family scale. If you solve problems that are regional level, so if you are in Ghana as an example, let's say if you solve something that is got to do with maybe a regional level, like maybe Western region or Greater Accra, they have a problem. Maybe they have a problem with sanitation. They have a problem with something. Then you solve it. Guess what? You'll be rewarded, at that level, right? At that level, according to the contribution that you've made, the contribution that you put in, right? That is how you're going to be what rewarded. But if you solve a national level, or even if you like, if you solve something at a global scale, that is how the whole world. You can be in Dakar, you can be in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, you can be in Bamako, Mali, but you're going to be attracting purchasing power globally from all sources, and they'll be coming to you wherever you find yourself, guys. They'll be coming to you, and that is the goal. But we want to start local whilst we are thinking global. That is always the goal. Start local whilst you are thinking global. But of course, even today there are technologies and other things that are around us that you can essentially scale up globally. But everything is baby steps. Baby steps. You got to learn to take baby steps, and then as you learn along the way, um, you will thrive in the next level of skill. So, guys, this is very important. If you want people to pay with their assets, such as money or anything, then you got to be able to attract their attention. Yeah, you need to be able to command their attention and say, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? You got to be able to attract their attention. Then you provide some sort of value to them. This is very, very important. This is very important, guys. Nothing is going to come to you unless you are looking for miracles. God works with miracles, signs, wonders, etc. But God is not expecting man to live by interventions 24/7. God is not expecting that, as human beings, as his people, his sons, his children, we every day he's going to be providing whatever we need for us 24/7. He's not going to do that. Our life is not going to be orchestrated and designed by intervention. No, he didn't do that. We live by principles, and we got to be able to understand some of these basic principles. If Elon Musk today is he has a company, and then the company is Starlink. I signed up for Ghana 2020, I think 2022 or something, January 2020 when I pay my deposit. And today is over there. I've seen them sending me a couple of emails that hey, I need to supply information. So he's solving problems at what global level. People need access to internet. People need access to data. People need access to global. So he's attracting wealth globally, not from one corner in Texas where he lives right now, or California where he used to be, or whatever. No, he's solving global problem, and so what he's attracting purchasing power, globally to him. But at the micro level, even though some of his income, some of the states, earn revenues, etc. So they look at it and then they can even add it to their macro. But hey, guys, I don't want us to focus on what the macro. Like I said, the macro, it can be very deceiving. Macro is very deceiving. I'm going to run through this very quick and then maybe open maybe some few minutes for a question, whatever, and then we'll wrap it up for today. And then next week, guys, we're going to be getting deep dive. We're going to go deep dive into some serious stuff. We started with our digital economy proper, right? So here's the evolution of all these modern economies, right? Economies have evolved over time. Economies have evolved over time. It's only someone said something very funny. I think last week I saw something very funny. He said the whole world is thinking about Africa, but Africa is not thinking about itself, right? We are the only people that are not thinking. The Chinese is thinking about Africa. Everybody, the Europeans, everybody, Western countries, all think about Africa and how they can come in, penetrate, do something. But the only people who are not thinking about themselves is us. And I thought that was very interesting. But hey, guys, it doesn't matter the industry that you are in. The world has moved on. I want you to understand this. The world has moved on. Whatever corner you sit, whatever you are doing today, I'm going to be maybe the first person, or allow me to be the first person to announce to you that the world has moved on. Economies have evolved over time. Way back ago, we used to have what we call the traditional economy. Traditional economies. We had the barter and trade system, agriculture, and how they were farming, where everything was very local. You if you're a farmer, you produce some little produce or food stuff, and then you take it to local market, you sell, right? But modern economies, on the other hand, they rely on technology, trade, and other services. They connect to the global market. And so things have changed. So we've shifted from that local 1 acre farm, half-acre farm, 2 acre, 5 acre farm. Now we are doing things at a big level. We moved from that traditional economy and then we went into the modern economy, which was factories. And even now, we have even moved from that as well, because now our world today is dominated heavily. I want to say that it is heavily dominated by digital platforms and information right now. So things have changed. So, when you look at the traditional economy way back ago, where it was rooted in customs, traditions, and beliefs, and they had their funny ways of, making things work, typically in the rural areas, and then, agrarian societies. It was very different on how things were done, and you look at, indigenous communities in Southeast Asia, in Africa, Latin America, they rely on this type of subsistence farming, barter trade, and other things. But now things have changed. Things have changed, and it's really difficult even to quantify in terms of GDP some of these, traditional economies and what they do because of their informal nature. And then we move on from that traditional economy, we came into what we call the market economy. A market economy basically is where decisions regarding investment, production, and distribution are based on supply and demand. And we've seen this also, it also changed a lot of things as well. United States is a prime example, right? With its capitalist system driven by competition and private ownership, demand and supply basically, right? The industrial revolutions in the 1800s, the 19th centuries, these type of revolutions and, solidify these economies, what we call the market economy. And today, we saw mass production of factories, the rise of factories and mass production of things. That was then. And then from market economy, we move into what we call the command economy. The command economy basically was driven by Soviet Union, dictatorship governments. We saw that as well. And then we move on today to what we call, after that, we move on to the mixed economy. The mixed economy combines elements of what? The market economy and then the command economy. So, we've seen some of these things also happening even in Europe. I can give you guys examples. But the point I'm trying to drive at is that all these markets that happened in the past, from traditional economy to market economy to command economy to mixed economy, what the era that we live in today with technology, a lot has changed. So it doesn't matter the kind of industry that you find yourself in today. It doesn't matter whether you are in education, whether you are in media, whether you are in publishing, whether you're in automobile, whether you're in retail, fashion, you're a fashion designer, whether you're in forestry, healthcare, mining, finance and banking. Those that are in finance and banking, the industry has changed, has evolved. If you're in transportation, a lot has changed as well in transportation. If you are in manufacturing, if you are in insurance, real estate, construction. Today, sometimes, when you see some of this advancement in technology, I've seen videos of, 3D printing, how homes are being printed essentially within 24 hours, within 2 days, 3 days. Homes, are being printed like, you are printing a document. A lot is changing in the industry. Whether you are in entertainment, you are in the food industry or hospitality, a lot has changed. Guys, what I'm trying to drive at is that for this day one, I want you to understand that historically, and economies have transitioned from different different levels and different dimensions, different scales to what we have today. And so, you do not have to hold on to whatever that you know, to whatever that you are doing. Don't think that this is going to be the last of it. This is all that you know. By the time you realize your business is obsolete, you have no business essentially. You have no business. A lot has changed today. Global economic market is worth almost about 104 trillion, right? According to 2023, data. There's a lot of things happening, but all these things that are happening in the industries, right? Major drivers for some of these things, the key thing that we are talking about tonight is around technology. So this is why digital economy webinar series is very important. We're going to be learning a lot. Some of you are going to adapt, different things and, different strategy, whatever business that you are in, you know it, right? If you're a teacher, if you are into ministry, if you are into farming, in whatever, every area, every industry you're in, I'm going to do my best that so that you'll be able to have some takeaway lesson, even if you're looking for a new ways to make money, to take care of your family, to do something new, to be able to catch in on whatever that is happening in the industry. I promise you that you'll not be disappointed, right? You're not going to be disappointed in the next few weeks ahead as we take a deep dive into digital economy. Next week, we're going to be talking about digital economy and how to thrive in the digital first world, as we call it, in the digital first world that we call it. So next week, I don't want you guys to miss that as we'll be going deep dive from today, day one, opening of modernized economies and all the things that we've mentioned today. All right, guys, this is going to be it. Thank you all for joining. I truly, I'm really honored. I appreciate you all. I know you guys have a lot of things to do, right? You guys have a lot of things to do. You guys have a lot of things to do, but you chose to be here. You made it a point, to be here with me. And so thank you for coming in. I'm gonna try and see because I want to make this interactive as much as possible. Um, so if you want to join me, there's a link over there. If you want to join me, I'm gonna if you have a question, maybe in the next 2-3 minutes, you can put a question in the comment section over there. I'll try and get it, and then I will answer the question. Or if you want to join me live as well, that is a link as well that is scrolling as well. If you want to join in, say something. Hey, I'm more than happy to have you join me live as well. So that is a link as well if you want to join me. But I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy. For those that want to join in, if you have a question, something that you wanted to say, go ahead and put it in there before I bring the curtains to a close for tonight's session. And I know we'll take off again next week, Sunday. Same time, same day. That's not going to change. So if you want to join in, is anybody that want to join in, say something, and then we wrap up. That is a link over there. If you want to join me in here live, that is a link. That is a link, guys. That is a link. If you want to join me live. All right. If there are no questions, I hope you guys, I'm leaving you better than I found you, right? That is my goal every night on every session. My goal is to leave you better than I found you. So, all right. Good night for me. Thank you for joining. I'll get to see you guys next week. All right. Next week, same time. It's going to be 1 hour, guys. Sorry that we've gone past the time a little bit, but some technical stuff, some microphone stuff here and there, but we'll get it all sorted out. But thank you for tuning in. All right, signing out.